mother and father, they immigrated me and my sisters to Toronto, Canada, where I spent about 10 years. That was the time in my life that was not very fun. It was not exciting. There was a lot of sadness because I left my family, my roots back home in Nepal. I talked to one of my really good friends. She is a website developer. And she said, Rosy, you're not a food blogger first. I see you as a designer because you've always been into styling homes. You're always giving everybody advice on what to change in their house. And she said, why don't you go into interior designing? And I thought, Hi, I'm Rosy Alexander. My maiden name is Rosy Prativa Gautam. I was born and raised in Bharatpur, Nepal. Right now, I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. I am the principal and founder of my interior design studio, Rosy Alexander Interiors. Today, I'm so excited to share my journey for Mindful March and share my journey of struggle and also through my winding road to success that I have right now. I was born and raised in Bharatpur, Nepal. I loved my childhood. I grew up a lot around my ama, mama, my maizu, and I have Baini, my mama's daughter, and they gave me a lot of love, a lot of confidence in my life. And I believe a lot of what I have right now is because of them. I was in boarding school for a long time in Nepal, and then my mother and father, they immigrated me and my sisters to Toronto, Canada, where I spent about 10 years. That was the time in my life that was not very fun. It was not exciting. There was a lot of sadness because I left my family, my roots back home in Nepal. So I missed my family back home. I missed my friends. I didn't know the culture very well. And also we had some familial issues that caused a lot of stress in my life. But through all the stresses of, family pressures and the sadness in my family, I had confidence inside of me, and I was really grounded in my truth, and I knew where I was headed in life. I didn't know exactly where I was headed, but I had some sort of an idea, and I chose to surround myself with people who were speaking life and positivity in my life, and I believe that's what caused me to be here where I am today. In 2008, I moved to Raleigh, North Carolina from Toronto for an internship, and that's where I met my husband, got married. We have started multiple businesses through the years. One of the first businesses we started was a local fruit and vegetable delivery company, which led me to have a passion for cooking. Growing up, my ama and my maizu used to cook all the food, so I never had to go in the kitchen. But as we started our business, we had so many fresh fruits and vegetables in our kitchen that I thought, why not? Let's start cooking. So I started cooking, started a recipe blog. We used to send out recipe videos on a weekly basis to our customer base that we had at the time. And I also got to fly to LA for about a week because MasterChef reached out to me and they wanted me on their show to compete. I went out to LA for a week and competed. I didn't make it because they wanted me to be a little dramatic on camera, and that's just not who I am. I did not want to talk bad about other competitors, my colleagues. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And when I came back home, I started my own food blog, my own YouTube channel. Through that, I got into photography, food styling, and it's been really fun doing all that stuff. I'm a person who's always looking for more in life. And I knew that there was something more that I wasn't achieving. And when I got in touch with what was going on, I talked to one of my really good friends. She is a website developer. And she said, Rosy, you're not a food blogger first. I see you as a designer because you've always been into styling homes. You're always giving everybody advice on what to change in their house. And she said, why don't you go into interior designing? And I thought, I've always done that. And funny enough, when I was with my family in Toronto, I actually took our 2-bedroom apartment and redesigned the entire thing when I was 20 years old. I would say that was the start for me to this journey of becoming an interior designer, because I took our entire house apart and redid everything, bought new furniture, bought new bed sheets, and I had I felt so alive when I was doing that. When I did that for my family, it gave me so much life that I wanted to do it for other people. And another thing that I did in my life was that I was a refugee case manager when I was here in Raleigh about 10 years ago. That was a very touching part of my life because I got to work with families from Bhutan that lived in Nepal, and they came here as refugees. I worked with Middle Eastern refugees, South American refugees, and seeing that they came over here with nothing. I used to help them set up their apartments, help them look for jobs and get assistance. And I knew deep in my heart that I always wanted to create a home for people that felt safe. So as I became a refugee case manager, as I became a business owner, a food stylist, a photographer, I knew all these paths would collide at one point. And what I'm doing now, designing homes for people, I feel like there's also more in the direction I'm headed, because eventually what I would love to do is be able to take my design business and the excess, the fruit of it, I would love to be able to sow and invest and create homes for refugees as a nonprofit one day. So that's a goal that I'm working towards. I know that it's not right this minute, but I see it. So for me, moving from where I was in life to moving forward has always been me dreaming, me being creative, holding on to the ideas that I have that I know can't be coming to pass right now. I hold on to them in my heart. I write them down. And in the little steps that I take daily, I remember the big picture. I'm a person who likes to just run and achieve big goals, but I forget sometimes that it is really important to celebrate the small steps, the small achievements that you have in life. The way I measure success is the way I feel inside, and the feeling that I feel right now is contentment. And I think that's so important for a person like me who actually is really driven by success, is driven to achieve, but not having that feeling of being content and pausing and celebrating the small victories, the small successes is so important. And also looking around and seeing the people around you that are full of love and the support you feel is also very important. And right now, I feel very successful because I've got an incredible little family, an amazing husband who is so supportive of me, loves me, and my 2 little boys who are happy, and I can see that I'm pouring life into them. That to me feels like success. When I'm in the kitchen cooking momos, cooking dal bhat, and I see them sitting around the kitchen table eating my food, that's success, because a person who has gone through so much in life can stand in her own kitchen that she designed, and she can feed her little children who are healthy. They're also emotionally very strong people who are kind people. To me, that is success.